Hey, you've got the reps on that initiator role before. You know how to play Sentinel. That could be quite a bit. And my questions about that breach are going to hopefully be answered here, because while, yeah, it's not necessarily the best, I do think that Nightblood Gaming they've got a really good support system built around some of their star players. And already it's going to be a fast exec onto this B site. Noya is going to be holding things down, but it's going to come up to that trap wires to really just potentially slow down Son of Kar.
Yeah, Nightblood Gaming picked to start on the attack for a reason. It's because they know how to conventionally attack on Sunset. Relay Bolt tries to stop Son of Kar on this first entry, but NBG are able to get back out quick enough and rotate over to the A site. But this barrier mesh is waiting for them, so a little bit of extra time gonna be cut off, letting Dodonut get back inside, immediately cut short, and NBG holds steadfast at the perfect moments to win all their fights. Shopify can't hit any of their shots in the right time, and so Nightblood are able to fully take this A site pretty confidently. Only one player at really any catastrophic level of health, and that's Smiley plant the spike, so even he'll get out with some extra value. And yeah, NBG, they're gonna just try and double down on this. Find Smiley another kill, get him farming, because he couldn't in the previous map nearly as much as NBG. He'll be the body to trade out for Son of Kar, who will start farming his own ultimate, as he's known to continue to really try to light things up on this Neon, even here on Sunset, where, like the desk said, she's been a bit of a touchy subject lately.
just a smidge there, but honestly, that round was kind of interesting because it felt like a lot of that stall utility worked out in Nightblood Gaming's favor, because they were like, okay, you know, we got to slow things down here. A lot of utility in front of us. Let's make sure to wait this one out. And it's in those moments that the Shopify Rebellion Gold team decided to walk out. And so Nightblood Gaming, like, their crosshairs were just pointed forward, and there were many of them. So it really worked out in Nightblood Gaming's favor. It's already very fast. Scoop up that ultimate orb yet again. Seems like Smiley's ultimate is going to be their target in order to get the Rolling Thunder online early. As a Shopify Rebellion Gold, it's a full committal towards that A site. Only really leaving Noya to kind of play that middle ground, get that sound information, but Nightblood will be able to get a more or less free plant here. And yeah, should be a pretty quick and easy round coming out from Nightblood.
And this is a lot of what you're gonna see from Nightblood if they have a perfect world here. The previous time we've seen them play on Sunset, again in this offseason tournament, they really got the snowball going on their attack half, and they want to be able to continue doing that despite the fact that they're playing against this double Sentinel comp. Even outside of the economy diff this round, I expect to see a lot of the same thing we just saw, treating all of these chokes and pieces of Sentinel util like mere pit stops in the face of what is still a careening forward race car that is this execution. And Nightblood, they'll treat it as such. Surge through on the stack and grab all their ult orbs. I mean, Smiley's already only 2 away.
Yeah, I mean, they've been farming, and once again, it's those small execs that I just love watching from Nightblood Gaming. It's so clean. Like, okay, we've got an idea on where this is going. The util dump is almost synonymous with just pushing in, and yeah, like, sure, the smoke comes down just in time, but it doesn't matter because it's just so aggressive from Nightblood, really trusting their own team members to lay down the flashes and the stuns, and it's another clean round for Nightblood. Oh, let's see how Shopify Rebellion want to respond here. It's going to be early aggression towards mid. A different look for Nightblood Gaming this time. There is one trapwire that should at least watch the top of mid as we see Dodonut go for a bit of a reposition. And Dodonut in a great position as Note actually finds that one first. Sarah, though, ready to find the trade.
That's just such a great way to psych someone out on the defense. Just let those neon steps go, and then your second could be anywhere inside that smoke. Really great way to force Dodonut to just make a choice on the fly. Still, though, rest of the field sorted out. Shopify can hold their own, and Noya, yeah, somehow able to win that fight against Kumi despite the peak. Smiley in the 1v3, and Shopify can pile drive it in time. 2 rifles stable for the bonus.
Yeah, great job just kind of like understanding what the situation was going to be, you know? They might be going into the flank. Okay, let's make sure that we're watching that angle. Make sure to shut down those individual Nightblood players who are looking for deep flank pressure. So just a good read from Shopify Rebellion, bapping themselves to make sure they've got the person advantage. And then after that, it should be pretty easy to go in there. A little bit of an unreal play from Noya, somehow getting the kill despite being flashed there, but it all works out great. Smiley now has the Rolling Thunder online. Nightblood Gaming have been putting a lot of emphasis on that ultimate. And it does seem like Shopify is at least a little bit aware of this. They're giving a lot of space on that B site just in case they let the ultimate rip right off the bat.
It's just so much to be scared of. And not too much of a reason for Nightblood to throw too much into the problem at any point. Yeah, but you make noise, you force everyone to stay here anyway. A terrific understanding of not just the attack of Sunset, but how their composition specifically attacks Sunset, and really forcing Shopify to play to all of those different contingencies that might be set up because of, again, they're slowing down and then speeding right back up again. This Owl Drone will be risky from Screwface. You have somebody on top of it, but the shotgun is, yeah, just...
No way!
Oh, no. Did that do any damage? Y'all, that did no damage.
What?
She didn't land a single... She didn't land a single shell.
That's just unlucky. There's no other way around that.
I really, like, that's genuinely the unluckiest thing I've ever seen in this game.
Yeah, and look at this. Nightblood Gaming, with all of the pressure towards that A site, make the call to rotate around. And we've seen them do this a lot on the previous map. The Shopify Rebellion Gold, generally speaking, are aware of it. And yeah, there's members here on the defense.
Everyone's ready for it, but Smiley's got this Rolling Thunder to fully toss the round out. 9 seconds to go, though. You have enough members to make your way through. Sarah's still on this site. Spike is held down, though, and you have enough of an army to make this work. So Nightblood, they make it close this time around, but it still looked like they had really control over that map the whole time.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I think it's just a great job from Shopify Rebellion Gold kind of digging their heels in just in case. Because, like you said, Nightblood Gaming really had a majority of the control. Oh, that's so painful to watch.
Dude, that's so painful.
Oh, we're doing Donut dirty like that. Oh, that's okay.
Dude.
Yeah, but Nightblood Gaming, they had so much of the map control, right? And you think that it should be a nice, clean, easy round, but Shopify Rebellion, just based on positioning alone, make it down to the wire for Nightblood to get that spike down. Thankfully, it works out in Nightblood's favor, as they're now up 3-1 here. And this time it's going to be Shopify making some money moves, as they're looking for potentially this Cypher. Kumi aware of that, though, really just holding that down, as Nightblood Gaming is very timid this time from the attack.
And again, seeing if Shopify are willing to buckle first, get in front of any, clearing piece of util too early. They have a lot of ways to just kind of sequentially deal with this, but a double stun actually lets Dodonut take that duel. So she's clearly not shaken, as Nightblood will now be forced to go for this full rotate, take the B site. That is, all things considered, fully open.
And just an excellent response coming out from Donut there. Toss out that relay bolt, make it bounce off the wall, completely stun up Son of Kara, and suddenly your Sheriff is shooting as fast as a Vandal. It's crazy, but the play works out fantastically. Smiley, though, holding down mid. Mel seems to have a little bit of an inclination as to where that player might be, is at least suspicious about it. It's all going to come down to timing as Smiley wins that one out.
Yeah, purely timing, and Shopify want to be able to weaponize that rather than be the ones that are victim to it. This time, that will not be possible. They'll just get one more poke out and hightail it, no doubt. So it'll be 4-1 for Nightblood here. And this attack, once again, looks squeaky clean from head to toe. Not many notes so far. It really seems like Nightblood have been able to kind of squeeze every drop out of how this map operates.
Yeah, and it feels like it's too easy. Like when you look at the overall macro strategy that Nightblood Gaming are doing, oh, we put a little bit of pressure here, and then we regroup, and then we rotate, take a bunch of space on middle, and then end up on one of the sites wherever we've got room. And yet it's working out so well just because they're able to find those opening kills. They're able to apply pressure early on. They've got an ultimate in their pocket. They're playing it so well, and I think it's just the Nightblood Once again, the executes tend to be pretty dang phenomenal and usually allow it so that they in that numbers advantage in the post-plant scenarios. It got close a couple of times there. Shopify Rebellion Gold are really giving them a bit of the run for their money, but ultimately, Nightblood Gaming are still winning these rounds. And as this continues on, no matter how close those rounds are, Nightblood Gaming are really setting the pace right now.
Yeah, truly, it's been pretty cut and dry so far for NBG. They haven't had to change too much, and they haven't honestly had to deviate from the norm all too much. They'll just, you know, switch up who's lurking every once in a while, or just wait to execute another 5 extra seconds as they get set up. But the patience from these players is really the most impressive thing, and you got to shout out kind of the older heads, like Screwface and Smiley for sure when it comes to that. Just an understanding of how much time you really have in this game and how much you're able to play with, especially against a team that has so much up their sleeve to just choke them dry is optimal. And again, you poke your head out so early, Shopify's going to take advantage. Mel opening frag and Screwface clawing in air, trying to get a kill back for NBG on this opening so that they can execute onto A quickly, but instead they'll just inch up, try to double down on this. Reactive Hunter's Fury now from Sarah, who's going to look for essentially nothing herself. Elbow isn't even fully cleared off of this, and in fact, it's a telltale sign for NBG to just duck in, go for it. Oh, sight's not fully cleared. Alexis gets a reset, just enough time to be able to maybe get one more, but no. NBG have infected the site and have a 3-2 advantage. Reset from the TP to get the plant down clean for Note, and he'll have one more in the tank to get back out as well.
Neural Theft available for Noya here. Depends on how much pressure. If they can find one more kill, it might be worth it right now. Regroup and drop by underway.
Oh, but with Noya gone, the operator in Dodonut's hands, she's gonna let this overdrive fly. Now or never, all or nothing, trying to get this second round in the halfway point.
Last player
But
standing. Go, go, go.
with Elbow uncleared, she has to use the ultimate in order to do that. Grabs a Phantom, nice shot on a Note. 1v1 against Kumi, and she can't hold it. Too much asked of her. And Nightblood Gaming yet again have enough to get through. Despite getting revealed, despite getting traded away, they still make it happen.
It's just down to the execute, down to the gun duels that it feels like Nightblood are winning out. We see so early on the fault line, the paranoia, the Hunter's Fury, all of it getting tossed into the kitchen sink, losing Son of Kar as well. And it just comes down to the dirty exec onto the site, just taking the gun duels, and yet Nightblood Gaming come out on top of it. If you threw away all of that utility at the start of the round, it wouldn't have made a difference as to how that would have went there. So honestly, it just comes down to Nightblood Gaming being absolute braggers so far in this series.
Forcing out the relay bolts. It's tossed by Karn, but Notes TP's up. Understands Dodo is nice and close. A free meal in this anti-eco. And Nightblood again on top of that first kill. Instead of resetting, now that they've gotten that early first blood, they'll just choose to twist the knife. Speed run this, not give Shopify a chance to like restack or kite or get, you know, util set up for a retake. No, especially not in the eco.
And now Alexis just left alone. Look at this, Nightblood Gaming, they're already going hunting as well. Really just trying to find and maximize how much they can kind of slap the economy out of Shopify Rebellion Gold's hands. Could be a fault line coming in. Reflexive net here. Alexis still alive.
And stay down.
Still kicking. Screwface eventually cuts in. Takes care of that problem. So now a full reset for Shopify on the rifles that they can actually try and run with. Dodo also with the operator. So, but the question is just really, I mean, what do you do? Because Nightblood, again, they've played quite conventionally on the attack so far. If I'm being honest, they've done what most teams know how to do on this. What I'm sure Shopify knows how to do on the attack. How do you stop it?
It's a really good question, because when that explosive execute comes in from Nightblood Gaming, like, you know, we talked about Smiley not necessarily having a great game on the first map here, but it's just the fact that those flashes and the fault line are available for Nightblood Gaming. You don't really have to be that star player who's fragging out of your mind or really connecting anything. As long as you find one person, generally speaking, Nightblood Gaming do an excellent job at following up. Shopify Rebellion Gold have to be a little bit more tricky about their positioning and brace really for very unconventional plays like what's going on here.
The Neural Theft tossed in, and this will reveal the full stack. But again, what can Shopify really do about it? They have to just play this waiting game. And the trap wire is still going to get given away, so this stack also, I mean, that's going to get sold too. So this is once again looking marvelously stable.
Wow.
And now we're rolling thunder on the stack. What a good read. Annihilation forced in just to keep the stack from moving onto the fight. But again, I mean, there's no time really. Shopify are up a creek without a paddle. There's so much in their way. At least they're able to kill the one in hall so they can make some headway. But yeah, there's no time, and you still have 3 rifles, but you're already so close to this. They have to just commit. They'll storm on, try to make this happen ASAP. 1 kill for 1, but Collar just puppy guarding this spike. And he'll have to clear the whole crowd. No time to defuse, but time to maybe grab one more fun neon kill. Oh no, it's Alexis to grab it. But again, a crazy reset for SRG yet again here on the defense. Nightblood Gaming, I mean, this is very similar to the off-season game that they most recently played on Sunset. They haven't played on this map often in on the books games. And the one that they did against a team that has not done nearly as much as Shopify has. It was also like this. It was a complete snowballing attack.
Yeah. So. I was gonna say, like, you know, I saw that map statistic too, and I'm like, oh, we can just kind of write that one off because I think they won 13-2, 13-3. But it really just kind of comes down to, you know, the little group ups that we're seeing from Nightblood Gaming. The fact that the wraparound happened so quickly, they're able to pinch the 2 players, Donut as well as Noya, just outside of that B site, and drop so many of those rifles. Like, all of the executes from Nightblood Gaming have just been so clean here. Kumi as well finding Sarah. A bit of timing for Alexis to step out and shut down the Cypher, but it's okay. The Neural Theft is already activated here, so the car going hunting.
One of the only times where Shopify is actually able to get ahead of things very early on into the round. And honestly, part of that was just forced upon them. But can they still win the fights out? It's been tough. Screwface, quick on his feet too. And he's been able to make his way back over to mid, cut Alexis short. Down to a 1v2, and Noya running into the fight. No time to waste, and Spike once again planted in the back. 1 wire available, but yeah, 2 corners to check, and you take the easier one every time. 8-1 here. Smooth sailing for Shopify's pick for Nightblood's bottom line.
It's so interesting watching some of these retakes there, because Nightblood Gaming, they more or less disperse if they're confident that this is going to be a round win. Obviously, Shopify Rebellion, they group up. You know, you're anticipating a little bit of players just hanging out onto the site. You expect the classic defensive positions. You can just overwhelm them when you decide to retake. But instead, it's these like 1 players coming out from behind or up middle or all over here. And it's just catching them off guard in some of these very important opportunity moments. And as a result of that, like, you know, the fact that Nightblood Gaming, they're like 3 or 4 flanking players that are going hunting, even if the retake hasn't even happened, they're able to find 1 kill or 2 kills. It's so key for them just having more than enough numbers to be able to walk in and win things out. Like, why was Screwface all the way over there flanking on mid? It's just unbelievable map control coming in from Nightblood Gaming, especially in those scenarios, and it's really slowing Shopify Rebellion Gold down. And that's why things tend to go down to the wire as much as they do. They're forced to make plays. They're forced to try something different because Nightblood Gaming are just stopping them right at the beginning of the ladder. Like, they haven't even put that first step on, and already somebody from Nightblood Gaming are shooting at them, trying to take out a player.
Yeah, the foot's just down so fast, and Shopify, again, the proactivity is normally so admirable, but if Nightblood Gaming can continue taking advantage of the tempo like this, then it's sort of impossible for Shopify to do anything other than play back into things. And on Sunset, that is just so difficult. Continuing to play this gorgeous, though, Nightblood.
Yeah.
Storm onto this B site. A Hunter's Fury to fully back up the push. Onto, again, rifles. Shopify already losing personnel on the way through. Note on a rampage, 3 kills deep. Dodonut finally shuts that down with the relay bolt, but now with no util in the tank, you gotta press forward with just 1 more member to help out, and Mel is swiftly dealt with by Carr. I mean, Nightblood look undeniable on this attack half, man. This is unbelievable stuff. Just so by the book, but so clear cut and clean.
Gotta go.
Like at this point, like Nightblood Gaming, you know, they've drawn their sail and they're riding on pure vibes. Like they're just so comfortable with it. The spike wasn't even down and they're already so aggressively just pushing in. The level of confidence, the level of just belief that, yeah, this is gonna work out for us. We're gonna be just smooth sailing from here. It's unbelievable. And what's gonna Shopify Rebellion Gold, they're just not anticipating that level of aggression. I complimented Nightblood Gaming at reining it in, doing a great job at making sure to counter it, but that only applies if Shopify Rebellion Gold are able to shut down this level of aggression. Thus far, Shopify Rebellion Gold on this defense have not been successful at doing that, and we see Mel go for a little bit of a more aggressive hold forwards here, and Note just is able to find two. Sarah, who was the backup as well, gets taken out in the midst of all of it. And so Nightblood Gaming once again have a man advantage, and Noya only has a pistol as Note's still going hunting.
Just so desperate to find a way to dip into the positive at any given moment right now. Shopify Rebellion Gold searching desperately for ways back in. The fast lane from the back site, this time the one. Dodo immediately cut short by Smiley. And again, every possible contingency is prepared for by Nightblood. They have the finger on the pulse.
Last round.
And at the end of the day, there's only so much that Shopify Rebellion Gold can do for this retake. Given the fact that this deadlock has to sort of get active from whatever choke they want to enable from, rather than Smiley attempting to still play that universal breach. You know, I'm not saying that breach is still good or still the best option for this, but the adaptation from Shopify, we've definitely had to see on this defensive side. And the Sentinel utility has unfortunately not really been able to put much of a hold on Nightblood's ability to just go. Oh, that's really bad.
Yeah, don't go disrespecting my boy Breach in the server right now. It's so aggressive. Donut though, able to find Note. Donut as well. Overdrive is able to find Son of Car, making this a little bit of an overcooked round from Nightblood Gaming. They still have the numbers advantage, immediately slow things down, but look at Mel's positioning.
On another nice backstab. Big potential for Shopify to take this round. Overdrive drained away, but Mel has stepped out, and it's Screwface versus the world, and he's already been found out by the Hunter's Fury. Yeah. Sarah can deal with him, and this, the one round that Shopify are actually able to get ahead of things, it's because Nightblood Gaming get a little bit ahead of themselves, if I'm being honest. So the question is, can Shopify kind of take that torch and sprint with it their own way on the attack half of, again, the map that they chose?
Yeah, it's tough, and you know, like when we look at how that half went, I think a lot of the points were just really due to the fact that the deadlock wasn't getting as much value as they would have hoped. When you look at the executes coming in from Nightblood Gaming, in theory, the deadlock should be able to introduce just enough incohesion, a little bit of discombobulation to make it so that the executes couldn't be as clean. And yet it always felt like Alexis was not in the right place to use some of that utility to slow it down. And as a result of that, Shopify Rebellion Gold were just getting run over by the combination of just execute utility. Already aggressive from Son of Car. Who else? Already on this pistol round as Shopify Rebellion Gold, they're not out of it just quite yet. 8 rounds to make up here, but if they can get this pistol, that's going to be an excellent start for the team.
Go.
Shopify, I mean, with this composition, with the stack that they have, they're really able to focus one pressure point and give their all to it. But they have to be so clean on the way in. They have pretty minimal util on the drive through. So they can't flash a lot of, chokes. They can't press a lot of fights. They kind of just have to stand their ground and win the swings. And Nightblood are going to have some pretty wonky swings with this Neon active. Of course, Car being the first to die this round spells a pretty good pistol in the cards for Shopify. And my, that looks good. Sarah from the back, that's 3. And Smiley can't make a dent. Nightblood are banging their head against their own brick wall, at least to start this half.
Yeah, once again, like, that essentially is what you wanted to see from Shopify Rebellion on the defense. Using the utility to break up Nightblood Gaming. Use it to just introduce a bit more chaos. Catch them off guard a little bit more, and then take your opportunities to go in for those kills. an excellent demonstration of that post plant pistol round. Shopify Rebellion Gold, they do get that pistol, and now we're going to be seeing them buy up. We see 3 Bulldogs in hands. They can't really spare any expense with how much they have to kind of get back. Nightblood Gaming, on the other hand, let's see if they can kind of pull it in a bit more. I mean, that was hyper aggressive, and the confidence sure was booming, but it's a new round. You can't let these ones slip away this easily.
Certainly not. Got to go down with something. Here. Very quick start onto the site again. And no notes for that 5v2. Everything looks pretty good. And you already see how Shopify really want to hone this attack half. They really want to play into the bit. The mesh on top of the wire in Link, making that an impossibility. So then that open clearing is your only possible option, but it's really tough to get rid of the sonic sensor that Alexis has placed up in the back. So as long as Shopify just really bottlenose both of those, all you have to watch is wherever this Sentinel util gets cleared. And this round, NBG will keep their mouths shut, wait for the spike to go boom, get nothing on the way out.
Yeah, so all 5 members will be able to survive this one. Another clean round coming in from Shopify Rebellion Gold. And once again, like, you were talking about how they set up their utility, making it nigh impossible for the re-entry to happen. You should see how quick they are on setting things up. It's like, once again, when we talk about Shopify Rebellion Gold, this team has done their homework, right? Like, you know that they've got the reps in, you know that they've got the practice in, and now we're starting to see them be able to showcase it a little bit more. It's in these inopportune moments when Nightblood Gaming, riding off the high from the last half, might leave a couple of holes, a little bit more opportunities for Shopify to really exploit some of their mistakes. Now we're going to be able to see the cleanness that we expect from the Shopify Rebellion Gold squad.
This is the round where they really need to show how elevated they are with this new spin. How much can they get rid of on the way down? Every other bonus that Nightblood have had to play into, they have managed to get rid of at least 3 rifles from Shopify. They do the same despite the fact that they are running with 3 Bulldogs. Another B exec. Same old, same old. This is the way that we do things around here. Nightblood Gaming know it. They can't really play against it. Sensors are set up for the re-entry from the Boba site and market. Once again, Shopify have so much in the way on the only openings that Nightblood can really realistically approach. And so they will play that waiting game until most of it goes down. And that's going to fade away soon, no doubt, but these sensors still causing trouble. You got to at least sack somebody, and it's got to be Son of Car. Everybody else has to frag up because of it, but Screwface can't cut through. And neither can the rest of Nightblood, really. It's got to be the market execution that makes any headway. And they can't really do much. Note is out and doesn't make anything more happen. And so a big bonus went out by Shopify Rebellion that actually nets them a couple extra rifles rather than getting rid of some.
Now they're just 5 rounds away from potentially tying up our series. Nightblood Gaming forced back into the Sheriff buy. And it's so interesting to see because Nightblood Gaming, when they were on the defense previously, we saw them just inject a little bit of pace, inject a little bit of momentum into forcing that retake earlier on. And that's why a lot of those executes were a lot cleaner in the last map. We see them take their timings perfectly, dump everything in the bucket onto the site, isolate a couple of the members of Shopify Rebellion, and immediately punish them. This time around, though, they waited, they hesitated, which allowed Shopify Rebellion more than enough time to get themselves set up. And there's more than enough time to just zoom down onto Note. Donut is on a spree right now.
Yeah, this is one of those playground rounds, but Screwface is going to be able to at least get away with one little shenanigan before Nightblood Gaming call it a day. Shopify still have the majority of mid, majority of B because of that, but Son of Car is going to try and meet this before any sensors can get put down. Spike will get planted. Oh, and Sarah able to catch him. That's the trouble with this is Nightblood. You either funnel too few resources early, or you have everything ready to go, but you're way too late to be able to do anything in the face of that double Sentinel util. So it's a really tough battle that Nightblood Gaming have been having with this macro read of how much do we want to play into, trying to be steadfast on the site and trying to fight things out against, a stack that we don't know is entirely there, and how much do we want to be willing to play for a retake that we know is so stacked against us.
It's honestly tough, and honestly, Nightblood Gaming, they're probably asking themselves the same questions right now. We're seeing them now take a timeout. A very dominant half coming in from Nightblood Gaming at 10-2, but Shopify, they're completely back onto the other foot. Look, this is one of those patented Nightblood Gaming run it down and hope for the best. Usually they come out on top of the other end, but Shopify Rebellion, like, they've been slapping the rounds out of Nightblood Gaming's hands. And no real ultimates really to, you know, help Nightblood gain any of these rounds. And so unless they really just stop things for now, Shopify Rebellion Gold, like, they are on the path of recovery in what was a very one-sided map at first.
This is both teams just really understanding how to weaponize what big advantages they have. Shopify trying to profit even heavier and make this a massive reversal that is more of a show of Sunset than Shopify Rebellion Gold's inconsistency. Because, mark my words, they are done bottoming out in Challengers. They are so tired of not bringing the show, bringing their aim, bringing their A game to this stage. And after besting TSM, the same team that Nightblood upset too, they're ready to keep that train going.
Man, we just can't not bring up TSM today, huh?
Hey, you know...
They're not even here, and we've already talked about them like 3-4 times. And a lot of information gained.
What's he saying TSM's trash for?
Crazy. Oh, a lot of utility right off the bat. Kumi actually finds one. No, still in the back line. Not checked at all. It is going to be even trades across. Barrier mesh going to get deployed, slow things down just for a second while Alexis will get this plant. Meanwhile, Son of Car wrapping around onto the back, fast walking in through.
This is the most segmented an attack from Shopify has looked. This is the biggest kind of stake in the heart of the push that Nightblood Gaming has been able to put in it. And Son of Car with the flank will get away with 1. 2 now after Mel's TP. He deserved it, and he'll get it. And Sarah stuck in only so many corners, but not given away just yet. Takes a little bit of an extra swing, but you have enough people to throw at the problem. And it takes a little bit of extra time. But Nightblood do get their first round of the half on the board, and it's 11-6.
And a very important one to get as well. They were able to fish out a couple of ultimates. Oh, sorry, just one ultimate from Shopify Rebellion Gold there. Look at this cluster happening onto this site. The fact that Son of Car goes for this play is unconventional. You know, when you're looking at how Nightblood Gaming have been doing these executes, they toss all the utility. Oh no, there's a Neon sliding in and somehow headshots me with a Vandal. That's what you expect. But this time around, you see all of the utility get tossed in with no Neon slip through. And that's because the Neon is completely on the flank. It caught Shopify Rebellion Gold off guard, which allows Nightblood Gaming to snag up that round. Still, execute going to be moving in here onto B. Be interesting to see how they deal with this. We see Note up on top, watching for market, but Kumi starts us off with the kill.
Oh, and another one from Note. Again, terrific reaction time this time. But Shopify will get their own licks in, and they'll strike right back onto Kumi and Note. Nice walk up. NBG here early, though, on market, but the mesh still gets placed in time. That's a massive one. Idle Force. Yeah, that noise to be made. Let's just burn this wall up and go in. Son of Car, good stun. And the fast lane can catch Alexis. Sarah on the pinch, though. And Shopify still have it. Mel caught in spawn, but Smiley's able to parse out Sarah with the help of the smoke tossed in. And now Nightblood Gaming have to play against said smoke from Mel. She can siphon this to a 1v2. That's one gone. One correct turn, Smiley on the tap. Mel's just gonna hold it, but the discipline still leads to her downfall. Smiley winning the 1v1 and giving Nightblood Gaming 6 rounds of match point to work with on Shopify's map pick.
Wow, and these rounds are so close between these two teams. We knew that this was going to be a good matchup, but like just watching these handful of rounds, how much action has kind of gone on here. I got to give a special shout out to Son of Car. I think the Neon just navigating through all the smokes, causing so much distraction, and still being able to find the kills necessary amidst all of the chaos. Son of Car has really opened things up for Nightblood Gaming, especially on that particular retake. And now we see it is going to be a little bit of a pivot here. Shopify Rebellion digging in their pockets. They're able to pull things out. Car runs it down yet again. It's going to be a Hunter's Fury from Screwface in response that unfortunately doesn't find a single mark.
Good guess into tiles, though. Shopify had to do a little bit of dancing to get out of that. The Owl drone tossed on top will alert NBG once again early to the B exec. Kumi and Note laying in wait again. They got 2 for themselves last time by just stepping into the lane. SRG switch it up a little bit. Dodo doesn't toss the lane, just uses the ultimate and dies immediately, and Kumi just holds the line. 2 down for him. Annihilation now thrown in to catch Screwface as well, though. Understanding the stack is here early on Boba. And Smiley, the only defender remaining, very suddenly in this round, gone without a trace. So Shopify will make it 7, have some stability to work with for the remainder of this attack after that little streak made up by Nightblood. So overtime definitely on the horizon if things continue to go the way they go. But again, all Nightblood needs to do is get a foot in the door.
And this is the thing, like, they've been working with their ultimates to make sure that they're building things up. They currently have 3 on the board. They use Smiley and Screwface's ultimates. And sure, those ones are gone, but it's draining the pockets of Shopify Rebellion Gold. This last round, excellent job with that Annihilation. I think being able to pull Screwface out of the equation completely makes it almost an impossible scenario for Smiley, who's not been fragging as much as the other members on Nightblood Gaming, to be able to secure that round. It's just pistols now for Nightblood Gaming, playing a little bit more patiently this time. Car not going to be running things down yet, as it's just going to be Shopify anticipating this, waiting for these timings here as Screwface goes down.
Only one opportunity for Son of Car to reveal himself after
wow.
Oh my god! That's so disgusting from Car. And Kumi catching Mel on the lurk up B main.
I know exactly.
Opportunities just continuously lost. And Nightblood continue to have the macro read after that TP in. The stack still here, and no choice but to alter course. 3v4 as they try to take up A site. Nightblood Gaming have ultimates to take this with.
Nowhere to run.
Moya creeping up. Hunter's Fury to clear the board and give her an open audience. Easy one to make it a 3v3, and now they can double back. Reset on site.
30 seconds left. Spike.
This is going to be an interesting engagement. Smiley doesn't have the fault line yet, only has an aftershock.
Here we go.
Such little health, but Car's gonna go for it on the overdrive, and they can just spray it down.
Yep.
Not enough sense there for Nightblood Gaming, not nearly enough to run in with, and the tip of the spear, very dull. 4-round gap here as Shopify continue to have enough to build up with. Now no ultimates, though. That's the big thing. Nightblood Gaming can play the information game just a little bit better now that they have the only ultimate on the table for 2+ rounds.
I mean, you say that, but at the same time, with the style that Nightblood Gaming have been playing it, I don't know how much more value that Cypher Ultimate is going to make in the grand scheme of things. Shopify Rebellion Gold, right now, they're starting to roll things forwards. We're getting close to having that Annihilation back online, and we're really getting a showcase of why this deadlock is effective, at how fast these sites are just kind of closed up. As soon as Shopify move in, they're able to manipulate Nightblood Gaming so they have to move in on a specific angle, and then they're just ready, watching, waiting for that retake to go, that they can just mow down the players from Nightblood. Excellent stuff on these post plants, very well rehearsed for Shopify.
Reactive Paranoia tossed on top of Car. Terrific setup to punish a member of Nightblood who finally chomps at the bit. Old habits die hard, and you got to give it to Carson. He's been doing a great job showing restraint so far this match. Still, though, Nightblood have less going into this round now before it even really starts, and Shopify feel very comfortable making all of the noise, getting all of the setup done, but 2 have stepped in front of this barrier mesh rather than holding it out. Shopify, though, still clear. Relay bolt tossed on top, and it's easy as pie for Alexis to clear. At this point, you might just save if you're Nightblood. I mean, everything else has been so trivial.
Spike planted.
It's so tough for Nightblood. And I really do think that this is a bit of their own creation, thanks to that 10-2 half. In some of the earlier rounds in this half, we're seeing them just kind of try some wild things, anticipating that they're going to be able to just frag out of their minds. Oh, utility, that's okay. We've got so much cushioning that we can kind of do whatever, and things are going to be working out. And it's that level of just letting things go enough that has resulted in this close map that we're seeing in front of us. It's going to be 9-12. The half was 10-2. Nightblood Gaming, I complimented them at, slowing things down, playing a little bit more cautiously, and changing things up. I need to see that timeout happen soon. I need to see them go for one of those resets and really bring their mental back down, because they were flying on cloud 9 and now they're brought back to the ground against their own will. And I think that the pressure might be getting that to them a little bit. We've got to see them start to clean it up and close out this map. Just one more round is all they need. But Shopify Rebellion Gold are hot on their heels right now. What a comeback in the second half.
And Nightblood Gaming will finally buckle with the one rifle they were able to save the previous round. They'll go for the eco. Fully reset. Potentially take this to 12-10 as long as Shopify don't make any game-shattering mistakes. Kumi has been the staunchest holder of B-site this entire game, but it's been really hard to take him down without him getting a kill, even with the pistol in hand. This time it's Screwface babysitting instead of Note. And so a little more intel tossed in to get a handle on opening frag potentially, but another annihilation thrown in from Alexis. She's been starting to farm those quite a bit, hasn't she? And Dodo Nut far up. Another perfect way to deal with the potentially ratty formula that Nightblood will be rocking with on a map like this. The stack, a little more likely here too. Just a little bit of a heavier push in the beginning without still utilizing so much of that kit that you have to hold on to if you want a steady Sunset post plant. So again, terrific understanding of how to really play this map to your strengths at all times. And losing any sort of rifle doesn't really matter at this point, does it? We're 2 rounds out from regulation ending, and Shopify Rebellion Gold taking us to overtime.
Yeah, I mean, they've really put the cage on top of Nightblood Gaming at this point. Note as well, getting spotted out. Sarah looking for that final frag here as the spike goes off. Will catch both of them. But yeah, like, when we saw Nightblood Gaming just popping off, it's because they're in the right place at the right time. They're being dynamic. They're flowing like water all over the map. They can go wherever they want because they've got the confidence to do so. We're seeing a completely different Nightblood Gaming currently, where it's a lot more timid, a lot more scared, and that's what I'm talking about when that pressure really starts to mount. We're not seeing those hero plays go anymore, or those ridiculous, kind of send it down with a util dump to try and catch Shopify on your own terms. We're not seeing that level of aggression because it really feels like Nightblood Gaming right now are just playing not to lose, and as a result of that, it's extremely easy for Shopify Rebellion to catch those timings, to catch those opportunities at shutting down these players before they get active.
And this has just been, again, so by the book for Shopify. Don't really need to change too much, but such a heavy understanding of where these people are planted. They know that a stack is definitely potentially here. Kumi the opening frag though, and Shopify are a little scatter shot. This gets a little dangerous, especially with Cypher ult. You know how many people are here, and Kumi willing to take that next fight. That's 3 now for the Cypher. Finally cut short by Melo, has to TP up, and Dodo Nut with the refrag. But in a 1v2, where Note is who knows where, and Screwface has the backstab. It's down to Dodo Nut, and a perfect paranoia timing is all NBG needs. They just needed to meet the problem with enough. Create a new brick wall for Shopify Rebellion Gaming to hit, and they do. It's a 2-0 loss to give them a 1-2 record here in the Swiss and put Nightblood Gaming back on top of the standings.
And I don't want that second half to really take away from Nightblood Gaming in this matchup, because once again, we're seeing amazing little set plays coming out from these players. We talk about Shopify Rebellion being kind of that textbook rehearsed team coming through here,